Wait a minute, Jay. You mean that LCD screen can do graphics? Why, yes. That LCD screen can do graphics, even though the aspect ratios are not correct. That's an oval instead of a circle, but it is certainly a clock, and you can dumb down the fucking shit and you can't see it, and put it back up, and you get that blue-gray kind of. But then what about this here? I mean, that's not even, yeah, I mean, it's actually text mode. Somebody just figured out how to make big characters and called it, you know, IBM. But this is even more awesome because you can skip that. It takes a second to load. And this is another text clock. And for some reason, it draws very slowly on this machine. And the reason why is it's running a program called SimCGA, because this machine is just an old XT clone and has a Hercules monochrome graphics card. And for most of the stuff out there which was created that used a CGA display, it was completely incompatible with it. So you could use software programs such as SimCGA, like I'm using, that did a pretty good job of emulating it in different shades of amber or green or white if you were lucky enough to have a paper white display. And that's what you get. You know, I mean, it's not great, it's not cool, it's not awesome, but it works. The games are playable on anything 8 megahertz or higher usually. I run this thing at 4.77 even though it's capable of 8 just because I can. You can see the burn-in on the screen. Pretty awesome, right? Smack in the middle of that. You can see the almost the 88s there. And that's rolling. And that's CGA. 320 by 240. 4 colors, even though this only uses like 2 or something, just because of that. And it continues on to do other stupid shit like this here. You know, it can just display stupid shit running around the screen. It can display stupider shit like that. And the best is the old IBM clock, which is loading right now. Yep, so that's the deal. And of course, this being 320 by 240 resolution, we are 40 column text, which of course is emulated in graphics mode because it doesn't exist, because this is APA. And you will notice over here around the clock, you get the black, and over here you get almost the white effect, which is actually more amber on this, the way the light is striking off of it. Only because it's CGA and you only had 4 colors to work with, and it's actually MDA, which is Hercules in this case, with the CGA interpreter or processor or whatever you want to call it. And that's why if you study the second hand very closely, you'll see the movement is not very static. Although, at a 1 second update ratio, it's not too damn bad. And believe it or not, games will play pretty well on this machine, especially if you kick it up to 8 megahertz. Because you get a lot more processing speed that way, and it can handle the conversions from CGA to Hercules on the fly. So these monitors were pretty cool in their day. I only have the one green screen and a bunch of old Samsung and this Brother Amber screens, but they're kind of cool. The old Compact 286 is suffering from a bad hard drive, which it basically pretty much had from the get-go when I got it 12, 15 years ago, whatever it was, really. I mean, it was completely old and obsolete then, but it's just suffering from that. So I think I'm going to format the drive and just put a plain OS on there and just have it boot this stuff and do its thing, and that'll be the outside computer when I get around to it. You know, in the winter, especially with the old MFM drives, it was recommended that they be low-level formatted, and then, of course, partitioned and high-level formatted. And with the same drives, when you hit the summer, you were really to do the same. Again, low-level format them, partition and high-level format, because they will lose their actual shape. They get larger or smaller depending if you're going summer to winter or winter to summer, of course. And that's your best reason. Of course, when you have drives that can't really seek properly and are indeed problematic no matter what you do, it's probably best to retire them and go back to the old floppy disks. This machine has no hard drive and does indeed boot off a 5 1/4 inch floppy, which then extracts itself from a zip file to a RAM drive. Does anybody even know what a RAM drive is? And then it loads all the stuff. So that was quite boring. Awesome. Yeah.